Hey guys, it's Todd. Welcome to another episode. Yes, I know, it's been a while. It's been a couple of months since I uploaded that last video about doing the body lube in the 34, but I have been slowly accumulating footage for a couple of videos, so it's kind of just taking me a bit longer, a bit more of a slower process. But hey, we've still got the footage, we're still doing this. I'm still keen to put this video out. In this video, we will be working on the 34 again. I was kind of getting prepped and ready to start the car and just have a first startup on it. But I realized that there's a lot in the engine bay that was together, but it wasn't really together. And I needed to actually tidy some things up and actually put things together properly. It was kind of a bit of a slap together job from a couple of years ago. In this video, I start off by pulling turbo, exhaust manifold, and intake manifold off. Do a few things, I polish things, I do some wrapping, we sort out turbo lines, some cooling lines, and that kind of stuff. So yeah, stick around, check it out. I hope you enjoy. As you can see, there is the body kit here. For the 34, a little bit of a sneak preview into a future video. I'm not going to be doing anything with this video. I only got this a couple of days ago. But yeah, I thought I would address it before people were like, why is there a body kit sitting there? But he's not talking about it. So later, that'll be maybe next video, maybe the one after, who knows. So, here's my turbo and manifold setup. I'll talk about it for 2 seconds. Manifold, cheap, Chinese, eBay. Manifold, it's stainless steel, it's fine. We cut the external gate flange off it and put a V-band on it to suit my Turbo Smart wastegate. The turbo is a max beating rod turbo. I think these are $250. Again, it's just a cheap setup. This is what I just kind of want to get the car tuned on and running on. And once this either fails or I get some more money behind me or whatever, I'm definitely going to upgrade the manifold to a Cinco manifold, and this to I don't know, Pulsar. It had a bunch of cheap lines that came with it. There was a line kit that came with this that really just didn't suit the RB at all. But then off a mate, I got a RB high mount Aeroflow line kit, which didn't work with the fitting that goes on the top for the oil feed, but I'd forgotten that I'd put the sandwich plate on it, and when you take the sandwich plate off, it has a thread in it, and the Aeroflow fitting went straight into it, and then this line went straight into that, so that kind of worked out really well. I had a bunch of RB20 parts, and the stock RB20 drain bolts straight to this turbo, and it actually points it pretty much down towards the drain on this engine. So that kind of worked out really well. So that's our oil feed and oil drain sorted. This is oil-cooled turbo, but you can run coolant in it as well. I have some fittings coming for it, and I'm probably gonna run coolant in it as well. On the RBs, there is a T on the back coolant line underneath the intake manifold. It actually sends a coolant line up through the manifold to go to the throttle body. So that's not going to be run in my setup with my forward-facing plenum. So I can use that T to run a line around the back of the engine and to the coolant feed. Coolant drain, that would be. Coolant feed comes from the block, and that's just got the usual spot for the RBs. I have all the lines to work with that as well. So lines are sorted out for the turbo. That worked out very well, which I'm very happy with. For now, I'm going to pull this all off. I do want to wrap the exhaust manifold in high temp fiberglass wrap. I have a bunch of it, and I'm kind of I may as well do it because I do want to keep the temperature in here as low as possible. I know that heating issues are a big thing, especially with drift cars and turbos and all that kind of stuff. So we're going to pull all this off, pull the turbo off, pull the dump off, pull the manifold off, as well as pulling the intake off this as well, which isn't going to be hard because it's not even bolted down properly. But yeah, and then we're going to pull tabber cover off for this first bit. We're just going to pull this turbo off. The camera couldn't see it from where it was positioned, but this is where I was talking about. This had a little sandwich plate on it. It had its own fitting coming off the top, which didn't work with this line, but I forgot, and we pulled this sandwich plate off, and there's this threaded bit that this Aeroflow fitting went into, and this fits onto there perfectly. So that worked out very well. And it has a restrictor in it as well that it's not in it yet, but it's going to go on there. It's got a 1mm restrictor on there. And then under here, there is the stock RB20 drain pipe, and it kind of points to the back, and you can see a fitting right down there. It's a bit blurry. There we go. You can see that fitting is the oil drain to the block, and then this oil drain will work perfectly with that. So yes, all good. I will pull the dump pipe off first. I think these are a 14mm. There was only 2 bolts holding that on. Ha! That is too long to pull out of there. Ah, that actually has a gasket in it. Hell yeah. Dump that there. that's okay.
Like, the little washers are all breaking that were on there. It's really weird. 2 have broken. I know that Kibble requested more bort, so here he is chewing on a chew.
This is one of those manifolds where you need to creep the bolts off, then slide the manifold out. Then wind the bolt off, then slide the manifold out to get it off the studs, because the bolt doesn't fit past the runner. It's dumb. Whether or not good quality manifolds are like that as well, this shitty fucking eBay one sure is. And it's very annoying. But anyway, here we are. Oh, there it is. Back up 14 mil, I'm not going to go around for that. Oh, it's the whole stud coming out, dude. What the fuck? Ha 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 ha. Oh, wait. Wait. Wait for it. There we are. Let's go. There we are. Big dumpy. Big dumpy. Okay, manifold and turbo off, which is good. And I know what all you RB guys are saying. Wow, incredible. Not a single broken stud. Which, if you know anything about RB30s, is that they break studs very easily from the factory. But the reason this didn't break any studs is because this engine has been rebuilt before. The reason I know that is because it has a metal head gasket in it. I bought this many years ago for my wagon as a rebuilt engine. Don't know when it was rebuilt, don't know what was done. We know it has a stock cam in it, we know it has a metal head gasket. That wasn't hard. This is a very dry engine. It has not had oil running through it in a very long time. Alright, turbo cover's off. Now we're going to just pull this off, which is very easy because it's not even bolted down properly. Just got 2 bolts in it that are loose. I'm going to wrap this in heat wrap. I want to try and control the heat in the engine bay as much as I can. It won't be the best wrap job in the world because of how like close some of these runners are. I won't be able to like get the heat wrap between them, but I'm just gonna do the best job I can. Hottest tip I can give when using this fiberglass heat wrap, it sucks. The fiberglass like shards are just terrible and they stay in your skin for days. Wear gloves. The other thing is just put this in a bucket of water. Leave it in a bucket of water, pull it out of the bucket of water, cut the length that you want, put it back in. Keep it as wet as possible when doing it because it keeps all the shards on there and not flipping off around all the place. Okay, so it's hideous. The wrap job is complete. Not the best, I guess, but hey, it's better than nothing, right? Okay, I'm kind of up to a point where I need to get this intake manifold kind of sorted out to put back on. That's kind of like the last put back on. Now, one thing I need to do, I've got this RB20 throttle body on here, which fits fine onto the RB30 intake. This is obviously a forward-facing plenum, but this little flange is for an RB30 stock intake, so it's the same like PCD as one. The RB20 throttle body fits straight onto that, fine, but I'll show you. But you can kind of see the shiny surface in there is the size of the opening on the flange is a bit smaller than the actual opening for this. So I'm just gonna mark that with a texter and then take this intake off and die grind it a bit bigger. Okay, so I have put the tapper cover back on, the rocker cover, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Now, I was gonna start putting the intake back together, but I think I'm going to pull this whole intake off now. Or the whole bottom section of the intake I'm going to take off. Purely for the fact that it is so dirty. It is filthy. It's covered in grime and dirt and dust. And I've never had it off before. I should just pull it off, clean this up. I'm not going to be happy with this car if it looks crap once we start it and start running. And especially, I know myself really well. If I get this running and I get it tuned and all that kind of stuff, I'm not going to want to clean anything. That's for people with not running cars, which is me right now. So I'm going to pull injectors and everything out, and then I'll take intake manifold off. It's got like 4 10mm bolts from the rail to like the intake. This is a Raceworks like RB30 fuel rail, specifically for an RB30. Really annoying to undo. They are in really shit positions. It's the last one out, only 4 there. These should just pop out now. Ooh. There we go. Nice. You're probably thinking, Todd, why can't you just clean this while it's on the car? I'm terrified of any dirt getting into the little injector holes and into the engine and fucking that up. So I'm just gonna pull it off. It'll make me feel better about it. She's gasket good. Ah! Probably good I pulled this off because there's some fucking flaky shit in here. That's fun.
Have to get a new one of these.
I'm tempted to replace all of this as well. Actually, it's not that bad. With that intake off, I can kind of clean this all up now, which is nice. Jesus. Yeah. Crusty. Ooh. Ooh. Ooh, that is not good.
That is really bad. What the fuck?
Look at this. Look at this. That is rusted. What the hell? Ooh. That's not good. That's not good at all. I wonder what this one's like. Alright, let's see. I have a feeling this is rusted as well. There's 2 clamps on there. I don't know why there's 2 clamps on there. Oh, that just broke. Oh, no. Oh, what the fuck? Oh, I just snapped that. Yeah, that is rusted to a shithouse as well. No. No. Oh, fuck. No, this is devastating. What the hell? No. I just snapped that. That is rusted. Oh. Alright, it's not too dramatic.
Well, I'm very glad I did this, because that could have been a big issue.
Especially on the track, if that fails or something, and then we overheat and spill coolant everywhere, that would be devastating. Okay, cool. Well, there was a reason that I decided to do this today, and it was because of these. Damn.
So after pulling all this apart and taking this intake off, I'm very, very glad that I did.
Obviously, for our coolant ports, I've kind of cleaned everything up in here now to a standard that I like. Y-wheeled all the face of this, cleaned up this intake. Okay, it's been a couple of days since our issues with these. I have found online this kit.
It's by Franklin Performance. It's a heater bypass kit, and it bypasses the heater core to create a loop like I did with the hoses we saw before,
but just like in a better way. Here, it's pressed in, as we saw, like presses into there. They've like developed and made this part. Oh, let me get it out.
They've like got this part specially made that like pushes into it, and then you can put a nut on the back of it to secure it into the thermostat housing. And then there's like this big fitting here that goes up the back, and then a fitting goes on there, and a hose can run between the two. This front one that pushes into the thermostat housing has this hole in the side of it where you can put like a T-piece off it, or a barb off it, to then run water to your turbo. So that's what we're going to be doing. I'm waiting for the piece to come to run it, but I'm just going to install this today for now, and yeah, we'll go from there.
Okay, I haven't worked with these sorts of fittings before often, so whether I've cut this correctly, who knows? We shall see what happens, but... Okay, okay. Hey. Nice. Look at that. All done.
That is not hard at all. That's a very simple, easy kit to use. I would highly recommend that for anyone with an RB that needs to bypass heater. Okay, it's a couple of days later. I've got a right angle fitting to go into this part now to run coolant to my turbo. So I'm just gonna put like a bit of thread tape on this, thread it into that, and then we can install this kind of for like the last time. So I'm gonna go put that all together now. All right, I've installed that fitting into this fitting. I just got thread tape on this and then kept piling up until it would do up and tighten really hard on the direction I want it to go, which is like that way. So that's kind of like how I did that. Okay, I'll just install this in there.
Hot tip, pull the rags out of your engine before putting your intake manifold on. You'll all be very proud of me because I was so close to using gasket goo to put the manifold on. But look at me, I went and I bought a gasket kit. How good. All right, next up, I'm putting injectors in, as you can see, and the fuel rail, of course. Okay, rail, lower, intake manifold is on. We'll now put the top one on, and better believe it, we got a gasket for it. How good. There's some really long bolts that go through here, 3 of them, that I need to find.
I thought that was going to be much harder than it was, but here they are. Look at that.
Alright, that's all tied down. I've got to put gasket goo in this to seal the throttle body to here. So I'll do that next.
Okay, next we're putting on throttle body. RB throttle bodies have like little ports that come out of here and here that go to like coolant, like so coolant can run through here. I was gonna cut them off, but it turns out you can just like pull them out. They're just like pressed in. So if you want to get rid of those, easy done. They just pull out because I will not be running coolant up to here. And yeah, I'm gonna just put some blue RTV on this guy. Couldn't get a gasket for it for a decent price. They're like $30 or $40. Couldn't be bothered spending that. So we're doing gasket goo. All right. I'm gonna do some slightly dodgy shit here for mounting this cable. Need to make a mount for it, but I'm gonna see if I can just cable tie it maybe for now. Definitely not a permanent solution. One that I endeavor to change, but we'll see what we can do. I mean, it's there. It's awful. And it kind of works. Oh well, guess that's gonna be like that for a bit. All right, intake's on, throttle body's on. I just gotta finish tightening the bolts. Accelerator cable, professionally fabricated. There's these holes at the back here. That's for like idle control and like cold start and stuff. I've made like this little plate. Where is it? Ah, no. Made this little plate out of gal. I'm literally just gonna like put gasket goo on it and then bolt it to the back and I'll seal that off. All right, we're done with the intake side for a little bit. I'm gonna put the turbo manifold and like dump and turbo back on. I gotta do some lines as well. So I'll just set the lines up now, put the dump in, and then yeah, we'll go from there. Fitting that goes into the block for the oil drain in. Just sit there, chill. Okay, I'm gonna end the video here. I've lost a little bit of footage doing the rest of the turbo. As you can see, we've got lines on. Oil lines are like done. That's feed, returns, all done down there, which is fun. There is still coolant lines to be finished. There's this one, which I think is the feed, which runs around the back here to our, I don't know if you can see that too well, but it's just down under there. And then I've just got to sort out the return for that. Which I just need to get like a big bolt to clear out a thread that goes into the engine. It's a little bit rusty, so yeah, it's kind of slapped together, getting ready to get started, which hopefully will be in a video very soon, because that's just something I'm excited for as well. Alright, that's it for this little episode. Hope you enjoyed. I don't know, it was a bit of an everything episode. We did a little bit of stuff. Getting all the cooling lines and stuff was, and turbo lines sorted is big. It was on my mind. I was kind of like worried about what solutions we'd have, but I'm glad that we sorted that out. It's getting ready to start, which is really fun. I think that's going to be next episode, getting the thing actually started, which would be really cool. Very, very exciting. Episode after that, we'll be doing body kit stuff. Yeah, sorry for the slow rollout of content and videos, but hey, we're getting things done, and that's all that matters. Like, subscribe. Go to my TikTok if you want to see some other videos. Yeah, thank you. See ya.